Man, I've been thinking about reproducing through mitosis.
No, don't do that. That's not how you have offspring.
Are you sure? Finding a mate requires time, and I just got my copy of Almond and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel, so I won't be resurfacing for at least 2 weeks.
You bubbling buffet of falsehood. You cannot reproduce that way.
Why not? Don't my cells already go through mitosis? It makes sense that I would be able to use it for this purpose too.
Well, for starters, mitosis is used for asexual reproduction in single-celled organisms, but in humans it's only used for growth and repair.
Unfortunately, in the span of 2 seconds you said that, my brainstem withered away and I cannot remember how mitosis occurs.
Great, now I can show you the beautiful process of cellular reproduction.
Please, go on. My brain awaits this cornucopia of information.
Of course, but you must follow me to my science dungeon. Are you ready?
Of course.
Then right this way. Over here, we have the cyclical cycle of cellular division.
Wow, what does it even mean?
Why, it's only one of the most important cycles to ever exist. We use it for a couple of important functions like mitosis and meiosis.
Well, what about mitosis? What's that all about?
Well, mitosis, as you can see, there are 4 stages. There's another phase commonly associated with it, interphase, where, genetic material is replicated and the cell expands, but we don't care about that anymore. Got it? Good, moving on. Prophase starts us off up here, and in this phase, the breakdown of the nuclear membrane occurs, as well as the formation of spindle fibers that attach to homologous chromosomes. This also makes them visible by pairing up.
Proactively precise.
Well, if you scoot just down yonder, we get to metaphase, where the chromosomes line up in the center in pairs.
Metaphysically radical.
Skirt on down to anaphase, where the chromosomes are pulled apart to each side of the cell.
Analytically correct.
And over here at the end, we end with telophase, where the cytoplasm divides. It's also called cytokinesis. And another thing occurs, the nuclear membrane forms, making 2 identical diploid cells.
Telepathically so. If I can't create an heir to my old company asexually, how can I possibly continue the legacy?
You absolute egg of uncertainty. You do it the way all humans do, through sexual reproduction.
What do you mean?
As mitosis is used for asexual reproduction, meiosis is actually for sexual reproduction.
I seem to remember something like that. Isn't that just the same as mitosis?
How naive! How could you be so ill-informed? It's the same thing 2 times, with minor differences.
Like what?
Well, for reference, in meiosis, the 2 cycles are referred in the order they occur. So meiosis 1 and then meiosis 2. Moving on, the first meiosis cycle is basically the same as mitosis, not really any differences. The differences make themselves apparent in meiosis 2.
How could that be any different?
As a general rule, whenever homologous chromosomes would be involved in meiosis 1, you would replace them with sister chromatids in meiosis 2. This is because our end product consists of 4 haploid cells that are genetically unique from each other, called gametes.
What's so important about them being genetically unique?
In order to advance the survivability of the species, members have to adapt to live in their environment, and this can only occur through things like mutations or crossing over.
What do you mean, crossing over?
Well, during prophase 1 of meiosis 1, the chromosomes could get tangled between each other, and this could cause them to swap DNA pieces in a process called crossing over, creating new combinations of genes and allowing for the further survivability of a species.
Is there any way to ensure I preserve the superior genes? Maybe make the child more athletic than most, smarter than ever? Man, a recombination of my own genes sounds so amazing.
Hold it right there. It's not just your genes being passed on, it's also the mother who passes on her genes, which, presuming the terms and services have been accepted, has a gamete from her and a gamete from you combining to begin the process of childbirth.
Well, is there any way to ensure that they get the good genes?
Well, right now, it's more of a role of the dodecahedron on what genes you get. With so many different combinations of genes, there are no 2 people who are exactly alike. You could have an alpha, the peak of the social ladder, as well as someone who should probably rethink their plan for life.
Wow, my brain was expanded because of all this knowledge I have retained. Thanks, whoever you are.
That's fine, and you can call me Gary. Gary Eames.
Okay, Mr. Eanes, thanks for the help today.
No problem. I gotta skedaddle over to the credit union to commit credit card fraud, so I'll see you later.
Okay.